Hello everyone, welcome to my class. This is Priyanka Sutta and today I'll be discussing a new topic with you, potentiometric titration. So let's start with our class. So the content of this class is as per PCI syllabus. So in this particular chapter, you will see all these subtopics and let's see what are those. So we will see introduction, principle, then we'll study electrolytic cells for reference cell, then indicator cells, and after that we will see method to determine end point of the potentiometric titration, and at last we will study the application of potentiometric titration. But for today's class, we'll be focusing on introduction and principle. So let's start with the introduction. So as you have studied titration in this semester a lot, like since this semester started, we have studied all about the titrations. Um, so all different types of titration. So basically, we are doing these titration to determine the concentration of unknown sample, right? And for that, suppose we are determining the concentration of unknown sample A. So we are setting up the chemical reaction based on the type of analyte. Suppose analyte is your acid, then we'll set up a neutralization reaction, and to that, so basically there are a few components which you need to consider. That is a titrant, then a titrant, and then so mainly this titrant and titrant, these two will react. It will be the main reaction, and to indicate the endpoint of this reaction, we'll add the third chemical, which we will refer to as a indicator. So it will also be taking part. Indicator will also be taking part in the reaction, right? So if you see this chemical indicator which is there, it plays a very important role in the titration, which shows the changing color of the solution over the course of titration. So it is very important to indicate the completion of the reaction so that we can find out the endpoint, and hence we can find out the concentration, right? So this was the basic idea about the titration. So like that, we have learned previously. We have learned acid-base titration, or it is also called as a neutralization titration, or it is also called as aqueous titration, and it is based on the chemical reaction between the acid and bases to form a neutral product. And over the course of titration, over the course of the reaction, there is a change in pH which is indicated by a chemical indicator. So we'll add third chemical to the reaction mixture to indicate the change, indicate the completion of the reaction. Then the other titration we have learned, which is a redox titration. There also, it is also based on a chemical reaction which is between oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Or it is also referred to as redox reaction. So redox titration is based on redox reaction, and there is a change in oxidation state over the course of titration in this redox titration, which is again indicated by a chemical indicator. So for both these type of titration, we are using chemical indicator to indicate the endpoint. But when we are utilizing the principles of electrochemistry to the titration, instead of these chemical indicators, so whichever you can see chemical indicator to see the change in to observe the endpoint of the reaction, what we are doing, we are not using any chemical indicator. Instead of that, we are using electrolytic cell, which observes a change in electrochemical property of the sample during the chemical reaction. So there, in previous titrations, we have seen a chemical indicator used to indicate, uh, used to show different color in first phase, and then after some time, after completion of the reaction, it will show the second color. So here you won't be seeing any color change, but you will observe the chemical property, electrochemical property, with the help of electrolytic cell. So in potentiometry, as you can see from the name itself, there will be change in potential of the analyte, right? So here in acid base titration there was a change in pH, in redox titration there was a change in oxidation number, but in potentiometry you will observe the change in potential of an analyte, and that is indicated by the potentiometer. So usually instead of instead of third chemical to indicate, we'll use the potentiometer to indicate the endpoint to see